Good afternoon, everyone. My name's Tanya Purvis, and I am Deputy Head of School for Travel, Tourism, Hospitality, Hair, Beauty and Barbering. So today what we're doing is basically a webinar about hairdressing and barbering. And I'm joined today by Mandy McMasters, who will talk to you about the provision of Level 2 and Level 3 hairdressing and barbering. So first of all, I want to identify there's a chat facility, so you can use the chat facility throughout the webinar. So any questions, basically we have people in the background there to answer your questions, and these are all private, but if there is something that continuously comes up, what we will do is then make it public so that everyone can see. All right, so the first thing then that we're going to talk about is why choose Southwest College. Of course, we would pride ourselves in excellent quality of teaching and learning. Particularly in our area of hairdressing and barbering, we have really good links with our local employers and industries to ensure that our students get an enriched experience. The one thing about Southwest College, which is different to school, is that you're really more independent in your whole approach to college and to school and what you're learning. So really you are in the driving seat of how you progress. Just like any other college, we would have the health and well-being of our students are very, very important. So again, we have a whole team of people there to support you during your time with us at Southwest College. And the one thing that we pride ourselves is, as I said, we've got a lot of links with local industry, and we are basically getting feedback from them to say what is it we need in the industry, so we can cater towards that. Work placement is so important in our area of hairdressing and barbering, and all students are expected to do work placement as part of their course. Now obviously with the COVID restrictions, and our industries are currently waiting on guidelines for opening, there is maybe there'll be a delayed start in that, but work placement is really important. The next thing that I want to talk about is timetables. So if you go to college, you would, or school, you would be used Monday to Friday, 9 to half 3, 4 o'clock. Southwest College is not like that. You're more deemed as an employee, so you could have a day from 9 o'clock to 5, and that's likely to be probably 2.5 to 3 days a week. And within that you will have, and we'll talk about that later, is your essential skills. So you might be in slightly more than that if you've more essential skills to do, and slightly less if you don't. But again, that gives you ample opportunity to get that placement, and also again work part-time if you so wish. So the next slide then will talk about what other things are important in Southwest College. So we have pastoral support. So again, we have people who specialise in finance and student engagement. Again, all staff, regardless if they're the student services team or our curriculum team, are supportive with an open door policy. We'll go in the next slide and look at our extracurricular activities, and Mandy will certainly speak a wee bit more about that. And we have taken part in World Skills and various sector competitions. Enterprise is really important, and one of the key aspects within hair and beauty and barbering are our realistic working environments. So basically what that means is that we have people that are coming in to the salons to use the facilities and have those treatments done. And we also would ensure that we look at local charities and things like that, and they come in basically as pamper days or trying to encourage people into education. You know, we have those strong links to help support our local industry and our local communities. Staff themselves obviously have a wealth of knowledge, and every year, to make sure they are up to date, every member of staff will undertake 30 hours CPD. So again, we are ensuring that all our staff are up to date with the most relevant industrial experience. The next slide then will show really more about the EMA entitlement. Again, those entitlements will be the same as in school, so you are still allowed to access those at further education. We have a pathway right from level 1 right up to level 5 for hairdressing and barbering. And again, Mandy will speak a wee bit more about international links within each of the programmes. The facilities that we have within the 3 campuses are modern, and again, the one thing that we really have improved on is our online delivery. We've always had a degree of online delivery, but with COVID-19, we've certainly ensured that our students have been at the forefront, and we've been really, really proud of how they've engaged with us. So they've done a fantastic job with that. Now, on the next slide, you will see that there is various other things that you can do at Southwest College. So it's not all just about maths, your literacy, your numeracy, your ICT and your core programme, but there's also clubs and societies. And you can see there a couple of the teams that have been very successful, and it's certainly the clubs that are currently available. But that is no end to the list. Basically, what we're saying there is that if you are interested in a particular club, or you want to make sure that you have the ability to access people with the same interest, you just bring that recommendation to our liaison officer, and what they will do is they will ensure that they will make contact to see if it's a viable option. So there's, you know, it's just not what's on that slide. There is possibilities that's always evolving. So don't think that that's just what we do. There's so much more there. All right. The next thing then is pastoral and financial support. I know from the point of view, those are all very key issues for yourselves. We have liaison officers within our student services, which basically are there to support you, and counselling is one of those major parts of the pastoral care. The open door policy, as we say, there's always somebody there to say hello to, or you need to talk about something, and that can come from the curriculum team, but it also can come from the student services. So again, don't ever feel that you're on your own. The college is there. There are people there who care about you and want to ensure that you are equipped with everything you need to progress yourself on. The next thing then that I'm going to speak to really about is the provision across the level 2 and level 3 of hairdressing and barbering. So you can see that we have a level 2 and level 3 in barbering, and level 2 and level 3 in hairdressing. And now I'm going to hand over to Mandy, who's going to talk you through those courses. Thank you, Mandy.
Thank you, Tanya. So hi everyone, as Tanya says, I'm Mandy. I'm one of the coordinators in the hairdressing and barbering department at Southwest College. So I'm just going to give you a brief outline today of the courses. So first off, we'll talk about the level 2 barbering course. So the level 2 barbering course is a 1-year program with a number of units, and as Tanya alluded to earlier, you know, we have these units chosen specifically to suit our industry needs and what is required when you're out there in industry. So we have things like advise and consult with clients. This is one of the major ones, because we need this, and we need a full understanding of this, so that we know how to use and when to use all our technical skills. Okay, so our technical skills would involve the likes of colouring and lightening hair, cutting men's hair using a range of techniques, cutting facial hair and shaping facial hair, styling men's hair, so that's drying and finishing men's hair, styling it, creating outlines and detailing in the hair. So, you know, you do see people around with lines and patterns in their hair, and we learn to do that at a basic level to start with. And we also offer assist with shaving services, because we found that this is a very popular services carried out in barbershops where you use a cutthroat. So it's a really good starter, because this is obviously a unit that is in our more advanced level of barbering. So the students all really enjoy getting to getting to understand that and get those techniques correct. So how do we assess all these units that we have? We assess them continuously. So it's not end loaded. We assess throughout the year. So we practice, obviously we get the skills up to the standard that is required. And then for each unit that there is there, we will have a series of assessments, practical assessments. There's theory with every unit as well. The theory with every unit, as we finish that unit, we will assess your knowledge on that theory by taking part in online multiple choice questions set by City and Guilds. So what else do you need to know about this qualification? To be able to apply for this qualification, you would need a minimum of 6 points at GCSE level. Okay, so the 6 points at GCSE level could be the likes of 3 grade Ds. If there was an oversubscription on the course, we might have to increase that criterion. If you don't achieve your literacy, numeracy and ICT at GCSE level, or something similar that's equivalent, you would be expected to attend these classes within the college. Okay, so if we then move on to level 3 barbering. Level 3 barbering covers a lot of the same units. However, it's at a more advanced level. So as we had in the first course, the NVQ level 2, we have consultation services. However, this is much more in-depth because you will be dealing with specialist scalp and hair issues, whatever. Then we have creative cutting. So this is where in this program, you have the opportunity to use your creative vibes and do something way out. That's what it's all about. So creative cutting, using a range of more technical skills. Design and create a range of facial hair services. Provide shaving services. So this is where you're doing hot towel shaves. These hot towel shaves, if you have achieved your assisting with shaving services in your level 2 barbering, it really gives you a good guide and a good insight into carrying on with the hot towel shaves. Then we have hair colouring services, and we have the specialist hair and scalp treatments. So again, you need to know your consultation services, in-depth analysis of the hair, skin and scalp so that you can carry those out. Again, your assessment is continuous through the year as you progress with your skills. You will also have the online multiple choice theory tests to just assess your understanding of the modules. The level 3 barbering course is for 1 year as well. You can progress from your level 3 then to a level 4 or a foundation degree. So what else do you need to know for this? To be able to get onto the barbering level 3 course, you must have the level 2 barbering qualification. Again, if you don't have your literacy, numeracy and ICT, you would be expected to attend these classes to achieve that. So then we move on to hairdressing. So hairdressing NVQ level 2 diploma. We have another range of industry standards that obviously every hairdresser is going to need. So we have again, advise and consult with clients. So like barbering, you will need to know how to analyse the hair, skin and scalp at a basic level, but still enough to get you through to know how to use all these other technical skills within this unit or within this programme. So we would have styling and finishing hair, which is blow drying, putting hair up. We have setting hair, so it's again using your creativity and being able to set hair and work with hair. Cutting hair, and there's a range of cuts that you would have to achieve. There's a range of techniques that you're going to have to learn to do. Colouring and lightening hair, shampooing, conditioning and treating the hair and scalp, and you can do cutting men's hair using basic techniques. There's also in the level 2 barbering and in the level 2 hairdressing, we have develop and maintain your effectiveness at work. Now, this unit we use alongside, as Tanya had mentioned earlier, the charity events. So we do run charity events. We've had blow dry bars, we've had braid shave for the barbers, we run hair shows, competitions, photo shoots. All of this, when we organise, we don't do the same one every year, but when we organise one of these events, we can use it alongside this unit, develop and maintain your effectiveness at work. So it's another way of showing that you can organise and create an event and work as a team as well as working individually. So, like the other courses, assessment will be over the length of the course. This course lasts for 2 years. So within that 2 years, you will have a list of, or a number of assessments per unit to do, plus again, your underpinning knowledge and your theory will be assessed with online multiple choice tests set by City and Guilds. So again, what else do you need to know? Again, if you don't have literacy, numeracy and ICT at GCSE level C and above, you will need to attend these classes. When you complete your level 2 course, the progression that you have available to you is NVQ level 3. And as we said with barbering, level 3 is a more advanced course and it's showing more creativity. So again, for level 3 in hairdressing, it's a 1-year course. You have, again, the consultation, which is more in depth. You have the specialist hair and scalp treatments. So again, using different equipment, being able to really analyse the hair, skin and scalp and understand and recognise any issues and problems those clients might have, as well as colouring services, so creatively colouring and lightening the hair, which is such a major trend at the moment in hairdressing. We also have hair colour correction services. So again, there's going to be a lot on colouring. This is really advancing your skills, and as well as your cutting, which are using more techniques than you would have had when you were using basic techniques for level 2. Now you're able to go in and use all of these different techniques to create something outstanding. And your styling and setting hair, we have that again in this, but this time we're going to use unconventional tools and make something more creative and more way out there. So it could be for a catwalk, it could be for the cover of a magazine, not necessarily something you'd see walking down the street. So when you have your level 3, how can you progress? Well, we have the level 4 and we have the level 5, which is the foundation degree. Now, life as a hairdressing student, hairdressing and barbering student. So, you know, there are so many things we have in the college, and as Tanya had mentioned earlier, we expect our students to be in work placement, because you get to really see how processes work in those salons, in those barber shops. So you have the opportunity to do that. A lot of our students get employment in those salons and barber shops when they leave college. In college, we have very good equipped hairdressing salons that are like real working environments. We run public salons for the students so that they can get their clients and be able to work in the salon while we are there to support them so that they're able to go out into industry. We also have a number of industry experts that come in, visit us in the college, but we also take the students on trips to see them. So for hairdressing, we've been to Wella, and we'll look at the photographs on the next slide, but we will have been to Wella Studios in Dublin. We've been to a number of places, and with barbering, there's a group, the Great British Barber Bash. There's another one, the Great British Barber Academy, and we take the students to visit those workshops and to see them at work. So we also pride ourselves on our pastoral care, and our holistic approach to well-being mean that your life as a student is practically fulfilling and nurturing. You know, we're not, we build a rapport with you. We make sure that we're giving you the confidence that you need to continue your career. So, you know, any issues that you have, you automatically just tell us and we will help you. We will help to guide you through. We want to build your confidence. That's what we spend our time doing. So getting your skills up to scratch, but building your confidence so that you're happy to go out there and work in the industry. So career opportunities. Well, you can go out, obviously, when you are first qualified, you will go out and work in a barbershop or a hairdressing salon, but you can progress to senior barber and senior hairstylist. You can manage salons, manage barbershops. You can rent chairs, you can be an entrepreneur. You could own your own business. You could be a product distributor, working for some of those big brand companies that work within the industry. You can work within media, with film, television. So a lot of people are very interested in that. The cruise ships, we've had students in the past who go on the cruise ships. They see the world and they do their work. You could be a salon receptionist, or you could specialise. Some people specialise in cutting, become a cutting technician. Some people specialise in colouring and become a colour technician. Again, some people prefer one over the other, but everyone, you know, will just find their own niche. You could also go on to higher education and train to be a teacher, a trainer, or an educator. And there are also lots of opportunities to work abroad. And we've had a number of students who've gone to Australia using their hairdressing and barbering qualifications, and to Canada. So it's really opened up opportunities for them. They've gone to Australia, they've gone to Canada, amongst other places, come back, worked in London, come back, had big businesses. So there's a lot of opportunities there. With the courses, if you don't pass an assessment, and I see someone has just asked, if somebody doesn't pass an assessment, that's fine. There's always opportunities. Maybe you're just not ready at that time, or something has gone wrong, which can happen. So there's plenty of opportunities to go back and repeat your assessments. You can also repeat your online tests as well, because sometimes, you know, just one or two tricky questions has maybe caught you out. Again, your course coordinator and your personal tutor will advise you as you're going along. You know, no one will just leave you to it, and if you don't pass, that's the end of it. We're there to encourage you. We want to see you succeed. So we will help you. We will guide you where we think you need it, in both practical and with your theory. So then we have international links. We're very fortunate that over the years we've been able to develop an impressive portfolio of international links. So for the last few years, we've had students travelling to Iceland, to Spain and Tenerife. And that's something, this is through Erasmus+, and it's something that we're hoping that will continue. The students have gained greatly from it. They've gained such an amount from working abroad, seeing how other countries are working, and meeting new people, seeing new trends, because trends do change from town to town, city to city, country to country. So they've come back with lots of new ideas and interests. And then moving on, this is a range of some of the photographs. We have many more, but some of the photographs we've had showing the students with their trips away. So in one of them, well, two of those photographs, it's the hairdressers in Tenerife. We have another group of hairdressers who've gone to the Wella Studios in Dublin. And because Wella's the main company that we work with, they would come to us and give us training, give our students training, but then they offer up their Wella Studios, and we would take groups of students down to there to see more people and more workshops by industry experts, as well as them coming into us. We've got the charity events. As I said, the charity events, we connect, we use those as part of our assessment when you can organise something, work as a team, work with your peers and get a group together and make a success, we use that as part of the assessment. There's also a trip to the Denman factory. And then past students and people who have businesses would come in and do workshops for us in all of the campuses. So I think that's all I have to say. Tanya, I'll just pass back to you and you can maybe explain what they do next and how maybe they could apply for the course. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mandy. So I'm sure you can agree there's lots of interesting things happening within our department. So really just to identify what we've covered today and what's next, as Mandy has said. So today, hopefully you got course information and life as a hairdressing and barbering student within our department. The one thing that I'll show you again now, if you haven't applied, that's your next step. But if you're unsure with regards to what to do, and if you don't think, hairdressing's not for me or barbering's not for me, I've put the career service advisors from the college email onto the slide. So basically you can contact them at any stage and they'll email you or they'll set up a meeting. So it's okay that you're not sure, just take the first step. These guys will sit down with you, look through the prospectus and see what best suits your interests. The next stage then is the results day. So it's so important that if you want to be considered for any of our courses that you engage with us on that day. You need to ensure that all your GCSE certs are available, or if it's essential skills, because again, whenever Mandy was chatting earlier on, she talked about if there was more people and places that we would have to enhance the criterion. So again, these certificates all are evidence to support your application. Obviously, placement has been answered or talked about as well, and obviously our industry is sitting in limbo at the minute with regards to when they're getting back. But when they do get back, students are expected to attend placement. All right. So the next slide then will show you how to apply. So basically all you need to do is go to www.swc.ac.uk and hit apply. The one thing I will say to you is whenever you set up your file here or your ID, it's really important that you use your personal email, not your school email, because students seem to have problems getting access to that. So it's really important that whenever you're setting up your profile on our website that you use your own personal email. The next slide is about chat. We've had a few questions there regarding fields which Mandy has answered. The one thing probably that always comes up is about uniform and kit. So with regards to uniform and kit, that information will be provided for you on enrolment day. And again, those details will be given to you at that stage. But everyone will be expected to have a uniform, not for the first day, obviously, but from within the first 4 weeks of term. And then we will also have kit information for you at that stage. The next slide will then give you an idea of some past students. So you've heard us talk, and there's nothing like talking to students who have been there, and I'm sure maybe some of you know people who have been at the college, but on the chat facility there will be the link, but also whenever you're watching this webinar later on, the links will be below. So you can go to watch the webinars on our Facebook pages and also the main college page, which is www.swc.ac.uk and /aim further. So those links are good just for you to get an overview of how these two people have progressed. And there's loads of other stories out there as well on our Facebook page, as that really tells the history of some of our students. So without further ado, then I'm just going to basically finish with the contact details for all our coordinators. Now, on the slide there, you will see it broken down into the respective levels. So again, if there are any questions or queries you have, you can contact the coordinator directly, or those details are also up on our main Facebook page. So the only thing that I have to do is thank you all for listening, and thank everybody else on the team, Mandy and Cole, for helping me today. And if there's any questions or queries, don't be afraid to contact us. And as we say, we're available, you know, to answer anything that you need to be answered. So thank you and have a good day.